number 17. For the 30, 60, 90 right triangle, so here's my 30, 60, 90. BOA, BA is the short leg, measure of angle A is 90 degrees. So here's angle A, BA is the short leg, and measure of angle A is 90 degrees. Which of the following represents sine of O? So this is O. Well, I know that in a 30, 60, 90, this is the short leg. The hypotenuse is short leg times 2, and the long leg is short leg square root 3. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so opposite of hypotenuse. So I'm going to say sine of O equals the short leg divided by the short leg times 2. Well, short legs cancel, so I get sine of O equals 1 over 2. The 2 is in the denominator, so it becomes 1/2. And so that's your final answer there. So it should be D. Okay, number 18. Define and include a picture of the following. Angle of elevation. So the angle of elevation is the angle that you would have to look up. We'll call it X. In order to see something in the sky. Let's say it's a UFO. So angle of elevation is the angle in reference to this parallel or this horizontal line that you would have to look up to see an object in the sky. Angle of depression is the opposite. If I was in the sky looking down at an object down here, my angle of depression is this angle relative to this horizontal line. Now remember, because this line and this line are parallel, your angle of elevation, your angle of depression are going to be alternate interior angles, so they will always be congruent. So remember that. All right, number 19. Tammy Jo, whose eyes are 5 feet off the ground, so here's Tammy Jo. She's 5 feet off the ground. Is standing 50 feet away from the base of a building. So here's my building. She's standing 50 feet away, so this is 50 feet. She looks up at a 73 degree angle of elevation. So that means this is 73 degrees. To a point on the edge of the building's roof. To the nearest foot, how tall is the building? Well, I know that since she's 5 feet tall, this is also 5 feet. I also know that if this is 50 feet on the bottom, well, this is 50 feet here. What I don't know is this. But I know this is a right triangle, and I can do a trig function. So here's my angle. This is the opposite side that I want to find, and this is the adjacent side that I'm given. So what function should we use? SOHCAHTOA, tangent. So tangent of 73 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. Put a 1 under, cross multiply. I get 50 times tangent of 73 equals x. If you plug it in your calculator, and be careful when you're plugging in your calculator, that you're substituting right, you should get that x equals 163.5 feet. So 163.5 becomes this part here. If I add that to my 5, I get the total height of the building, which is 168.5 feet. Final answer. And our last problem. Yay! Number 20. A pilot maintains an altitude of 25,000 feet over level ground. So here's your level ground. Here's the pilot. So that means he's 25,000 feet above ground. The pilot observed a crater on the ground at an angle of depression of 5 degrees. So I guess he's looking this way. So here's the crater. His angle of depression, which is this angle here, is 5 degrees. The plane continues 16 more miles. What will be the angle of depression to the crater? Answer to the nearest degree. Okay, well, I need to know how far away he is from the crater now, so I'm going to set up a trig function. I know that this is also 5 degrees, because they're alternate interior angles. This is the opposite, and I'm trying to find the adjacent. So I'm going to use my tangent function. Tangent of 5 equals 25,000 opposite over adjacent. Cross multiply, so we get x times tan of 5 equals 25,000. Divide by tangent of 5, divide by tangent of 5, and we get that x equals, is it 285,751 feet. So that is this here. Now it says if he continues for how many more feet? 16 more miles. Wait, are these feet or miles? Oh, that's the problem. I made a mistake on the answer key. So that's how many feet this is, but how many feet are in a mile? I don't know. Let's look it up. 285,751 feet are how many miles? Actually, we'll do 16 miles is how many feet. 16 miles is how many feet? 84,480. Okay. 84,480. So, that's why this didn't make sense. 84,000, what was it? 84,480. Okay, so that's how many more feet he's going to continue. So we're going to subtract 285,751. 285,751 minus 84,480. And we get the new length. So I'm going to draw a new picture. Here's my new triangle. So now here's the airplane, and this is 201,271. I got that from subtracting these because he moved that much further forward. He's still 25,000 feet in the air, and now we want to know the new angle of depression. Well, angle of elevation and angle of depression are alternate interior angles, so they're the same thing. So once again, I'm going to set up with tangent. I'm going to say tangent of x equals opposite over adjacent, 201,271. And I'm going to do the inverse tangent of both sides to get the x by itself. And then just plug that in my calculator, 25000 divided by 201,271. And then inverse tangent, where are you? And so now I get that x equals 7.08 degrees. Okay, that makes a lot more sense than what I had on the answer key. So sorry about that, made a mistake on the answer key, but this is correct. Okay.